Today we're doing something nobody on Golf YouTube does, an honest ranking of every major golf brand from worst to best, not by tour wins, not by marketing budget, not by what your buddy at the country club swears by one question only: are you getting your money's worth? That's the only question that matters, because everything else is just marketing. The order is going to upset a lot of people. This ranking pulls from independent testing data, secondary market resale numbers, manufacturing cost breakdowns, and tour player gear reports that are not paid endorsements. What came out was surprising. Two brands you would expect to dominate ended up in the bottom three. One brand most amateurs have never heard of topped the list. Let us get into it. Quick setup before we start. This is not a list of brands ranked by who makes the prettiest clubs or who has the loudest commercials. We are using a tier system, F tier through S tier. F tier means you are being robbed. S tier means every dollar goes into the club, not into a tour contract. Most brands land in the middle. That is where the real story is. Let us start at the bottom. Number 12, Hanma. Starting with the most expensive disappointment in golf, Hanma builds beautiful equipment, genuinely beautiful. Hand-finished irons, premium materials, attention to detail. You can feel through the grip. The problem is the price tag. Iron sets run $3,000 to $5,000, drivers push $800, and the performance sits in line with sets costing a third of that. Independent testing puts Hanma's Berets line within 2 yards of equivalent Mizuno irons that retail at $900. 2 yards for a $2,600 premium. Hanma's pricing reflects the Japanese luxury market, yen-denominated positioning that makes sense in Tokyo and falls apart in Phoenix. Resale collapse is brutal, 40% loss inside the first 18 months. The clubs aren't bad, the math is. If you can afford Hanma and just want them, fine, no judgment. But don't tell yourself it's about performance. It's about the jacket badge. Bottom of the list. Number 11, PXG. The disruptor that became what it set out to disrupt. Bob Parsons launched PXG with one promise: cut out the retail middleman, deliver tour quality at honest prices. 12 years later, PXG drivers retail for $550 to $700, and iron sets push $1,800. The marketing budget is funded by a billionaire and rivals Callaway and TaylorMade combined. The clubs perform, they should at those prices. But the secondary market tells the real story. PXG drivers lose 50 to 60% of their value within 24 months. That is the worst depreciation curve of any major brand. The market knows what the equipment is actually worth once the marketing wears off. Add the constant flash sales, military discounts, and limited time promotions, and you realize full price is fiction. PXG built a luxury brand on the bones of a value pitch. Number 10, Tour Edge Exotics. Tour Edge has a split personality. Their hot launch line is genuinely good, affordable, forgiving, honest budget equipment. But the Exotics line, the one Tour Edge actually pushes in marketing, is a different story. Exotics drivers crept into $450 territory, while delivering performance that independent tests rank below comparable Cobra and Cleveland offerings at the same price point. The brand survives on infomercial-style positioning. Secret technology. The big brands do not want you to know. The clubs themselves are unremarkable, solid but unremarkable. You are paying for the marketing pitch, not the engineering. Number 9, Wilson Staff. This one hurts because Wilson built modern golf. Wilson Staff has 11 major championship victories with their irons. 11. That's more than any other manufacturer in history. The current product line, though, does not reflect that legacy. Wilson keeps trying to reposition between value and premium without committing to either. Recent releases have been technically competent and emotionally invisible. The Dynapower line is fine. The D9 forged irons are fine. Fine is the kindest word and the worst review. In a market where Cobra delivers similar performance at lower prices, and Mizuno delivers superior feel at comparable prices, Wilson has no real claim left to make. The saddest entry on this list. Number 8, Callaway. Now we're getting into brands that actually build great equipment, buried under questionable business practices. Callaway makes excellent clubs. The Paradigm line, the AI Smoke line, the Rogue series, all are genuinely capable. The problem is the release cadence. Callaway pushes new product faster than any brand in golf, sometimes lapping their own launches within a single season. Each release comes with revolutionary claims, AI-designed faces, and breakthrough materials. Independent testing tells the same story every cycle. 2 to 3 yards of difference, often within the margin of error. A Callaway driver costs $620 at launch. 8 months later, the identical club sits on clearance at $350. The technology did not degrade, the hype just moved. Callaway is a content factory dressed up as a club maker. The clubs are good. The pricing strategy is engineered to make last year's purchase feel obsolete. Buy 2 generations back and you are playing the same game for half the price. Number 7, TaylorMade. Same story as Callaway, different stadium. TaylorMade pioneered the annual upgrade cycle. Stealth, Stealth 2, Chi 10, Chi 35. The names rotate faster than most golfers rotate their wedges. Each launch arrives with tour validation, robot data, and distance promises. The reality is that USGA equipment regulations capped meaningful driver innovation years ago. What's left is incremental, measured in fractions of a yard under laboratory conditions. A 3-year-old TaylorMade driver performs within 1% of today's flagship in real-world testing. But TaylorMade needs you to believe otherwise. Tour contracts with Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and Colin Morikawa cost tens of millions a year. Those millions don't go into your club head, they go into convincing you that last year's club is obsolete. The equipment is genuinely good. The cycle is genuinely manufactured. Hit that subscribe button and an eagle is landing on your scorecard this weekend. That's the deal. Number 6, Titleist. Premium. That is almost worth it. More tour players choose Titleist without a contract than any other brand. That voluntary adoption matters. It tells you the performance is real at the highest level. The problem is the prestige tax filtering down to amateurs. The T-Series irons cost $200 to $400 more than equivalent Cobra and Mizuno offerings. The Pro V1 commands $55 per dozen when independent blind tests show most amateurs cannot reliably distinguish it from $25 alternatives. For a tour player whose income depends on fractional stroke gains, Titleist is rational. For a weekend golfer shooting 95, you are paying for a script on the ball that nobody but you will notice. Quality is not in question here. Value relative to your handicap is premium that earns most of its premium. Number 5, Ping, the buy it for life standard. Ping has been family-owned since Karsten Solheim built the first putter in his garage 60 years ago. That independence shows in every decision. While competitors chase quarterly earnings with annual releases, Ping updates equipment only when meaningful improvements justify it. The G-Series irons have set the forgiveness benchmark for 3 generations. Ping clubs hold their resale value better than any major brand. They typically retain 70 to 75% of their value after 2 years. The custom fitting operation in Arizona is the gold standard. A 15-year-old set of Ping G15 irons still performs respectably today. Try saying that about almost anything else. Where Ping loses points is pricing. It has crept upward over the last 3 years, especially on drivers. They are no longer a value play. They are a premium brand that earned the premium. Number 4, Mizuno. Mizuno, where Japanese craftsmanship meets respect for your wallet. Every Mizuno iron is grain flow forged in their Hiroshima facility. This is genuine in-house manufacturing, not outsourced assembly with a premium label slapped on. The JPX hot metal line delivers tour caliber performance at $900 to $1,000 for a full set. That is $300 to $500 less than comparable Titleist or Callaway offerings with superior manufacturing pedigree. Mizuno does not chase annual release cycles. They do not flood your feed with influencer content. They build exceptional irons and let strike feel speak for itself. Resale values hold at 65 to 70% after 2 years because the market recognizes lasting quality. Where Mizuno falls short is drivers and woods. They are competent, not exceptional. This is an iron company first, and they are at the top of the list for irons specifically. And that is where most of your bag actually lives. Number 3, Cobra. Innovation without the innovation tax. Cobra operates under Puma's ownership, and that gives them an efficiency the bigger brands can't match. Drivers and irons consistently match top competitors in independent testing, while pricing is $75 to $150 lower across every category. The Dark Speed line, the Aerojet line, the King Tour irons all deliver flagship performance at sub-flagship prices. Bryson DeChambeau and Ricky Fowler play Cobra by choice in matches where contracts do not apply. That is not a small detail. That is a credibility signal you cannot manufacture. Cobra pioneered connected club technology. They pushed one-length irons into the mainstream when bigger brands dismissed the idea. They are 3 years ahead on adjustability features that competitors will market as revolutionary in 2027. It delivers the smartest premium feel on a budget in golf right now. Number 2, Srixon and Cleveland, the sister brands that combined are the best value in professional-grade golf equipment. Both operate under Sumitomo Rubber. Srixon owns the iron and ball categories. The ZX series competes with anything Titleist or TaylorMade builds at $200 less per set. Cleveland owns the wedge category. The RTX and Zipcore lines deliver spin rates within 200 RPM of Vokey at $30 to $50 less per club. Tour players choose Srixon and Cleveland voluntarily. Brooks Koepka, Shane Lowry, and Hideki Matsuyama use Srixon. Half the PGA Tour wedge deck uses Cleveland, voluntary adoption at the highest level. The brands spend almost nothing on mainstream advertising. That's the whole story. Money goes into manufacturing, not marketing. The savings reach your bag. If you build a set around these two brands, you're getting tour-grade equipment at mid-tier prices. Number 1, Sub 70, the most honest pricing in golf right now. Sub 70 is direct to consumer the way it's supposed to work, the way PXG promised and never delivered. Drivers retail around $300. Forged iron sets land between $500 and $700. The equipment comes from the same factories supplying premium brands. Same shaft options, same head materials, same manufacturing tolerances. Sub 70 offers something nobody else does: a 60-day on-course play guarantee. Hit them on the actual course for 2 months. Don't like them, return them. That's not a marketing gimmick. It's confidence in the product. Cost to retail ratio sits around 1.5 times manufacturing cost. The industry average is closer to 4 times. That's where your money should go. Into the club, not into Super Bowl commercials. Sub 70 doesn't have tour contracts, doesn't have celebrity endorsements, doesn't need them. The value speaks louder than any marketing budget. The brand most amateurs should be playing if pricing matters at all. That's the ranking. 12 brands, no contracts, no sponsorships, no paid placements. Now the question is where you disagree. Leave a comment below and tell us which brand was ranked too high and which was ranked too low. Every comment gets a reply. If this was useful, the next video drops in 3 days. It is the same brutal ranking on golf balls, and the results are even more controversial. See you in the next one.